Hello, everyone. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you're new here and you're enjoying this series so far, make sure to subscribe to the channel, like the video, and share with your friends. Your support really helps me keep making more tutorials like this. In today's video, we're going to create our very first feature, a simple send message feature using our Discord bot. Let's get started. First, here's the plan. We'll begin by making sure that our Discord bot is already in the server. In the previous videos, I've already shown how to add the bot and set up everything properly. If you haven't watched those videos yet, I've added a playlist link in the description so you can follow along with the full series. Now that we have a bot ready, the next step is to build the backend part of this feature. After that, we'll move on to the frontend part. Let's open Visual Studio Code and start coding the backend. I'll run both servers right from the start. This way, whenever I need to test something, I won't have to keep restarting them. I'll open two terminals. In the first terminal, I'll navigate to the frontend folder and run the command, npm run dev. Then, in the second terminal, I'll navigate to the backend folder and run the backend server. Now, let's open the file src/routes/guild.js, where we'll add a new route. This route will fetch all the channels that a Discord server has. We'll need this route later when working on the front end. So just like the existing routes, we'll add a new one using guildrouter.get. For the URL, we'll use /guildid/channels. Then, we'll create an asynchronous function that takes REQ and RES as parameters. For now, we'll simply return a JSON response like message. This will have all channels, just to make sure our route is working properly. All right, the route is working. Now, let's actually code it so we can fetch the channels from a Discord server. First, we'll get the guild ID from reqparams.guildid. Next, we'll create a variable called guild that holds the actual guild object, const guild equals bot.guilds.cache.getGuildID. Now, let's get all the channels by creating another variable, const channels equals guild.channels.cache. We can return this variable to check what we're receiving. So let's do that and refresh the page. Great, we're getting all the channels. However, we only want text channels. So we'll filter the channels using .filter c equals c.type equals 0. Now we're only seeing one channel. But if I go to my Discord server and create a new text channel, we should see that appear too. Let's try that. I'll go to the text channels category and add a new channel called suggestions. Once it's created, I'll refresh the page, and now you can see that we have two text channels. Perfect. That's all we need for this route. Now, let's move on to creating another route. This one will handle sending messages. This time, we'll use a post request instead of get. So we'll add guildrouter.post. For the URL, we'll use /guildid/channels/channel ID/send. Just like before, it will be an async arrow function that takes REQ and RES as parameters. Inside, we'll make a few variables. First, we'll destructure the guild ID and channel ID from reqparams. Next, we'll get our post body using constb equals reqbody. Then we'll add a simple if statement to check whether the required values are provided in the body or not. Now, we'll get the guild and channel. We can do this by writing const guild equals bot.guilds.cache.getGuildID and const channel equals guild.channels.cache.getChannelID. Then, we'll add another if statement to verify that the channel exists and that it's actually a text channel. Once that's done, we can send a message using const message equals await channel.send content b.content. Finally, we'll return this message as a JSON response so we can confirm that everything works successfully. Now it's time to test it. I'll be using Postman for testing. I already have the desktop version installed, but you can also use the web version if you prefer. Open Postman, and instead of get, select the post method. In the URL field, paste in the route we just created. You can pause the video to write it down and don't forget to replace the IDs with your own. Next, go to the Body tab, select RAW, and choose JSON format. Then, enter something like Content. Hello, this is my first test message. Also, keep in mind, you won't be able to send a message unless you're authenticated. So for testing purposes, temporarily remove the require auth function in the index.js file, which we're importing from Clerk. When you're done testing, make sure to add it back again. Now click the Send button in Postman. If everything is correct, the message will be sent to the selected channel, and the message object will be returned in the response. That completes our backend part. Now, let's move to the front end. We'll start by adding a button that takes us to a new page where we can have a simple form to send messages. Go to src/routes/dashboard/guildid/index.jsx. At the end of the card component, add a div element and place a button inside it. I'll paste the code for you, and you can pause the video to copy it. Next, we'll create a new file inside the Guild ID folder called send-message.jsx. I'll quickly add a back button at the top that links back to the Guild stats page. Feel free to pause and copy the code if you want. Now we'll add a header inside a flex div element. In this header, we'll include a channel select box and a send message button. To save time, I'll just copy and paste the design code, since styling isn't the main focus of this series. You can do the same to follow along quickly. Before we proceed, let's add some Shadcn UI components. We'll need 3 components: field, text area, and select. You can stop the server and install these by running the command shown on screen. Once the installation is finished, we need form packages, so we will install them too. Again, I will paste in the command. You can copy it and then run it. Let the installation finish, and then we can start our server again. Now, let's copy the basic form code provided by Shadcn and integrate it into our code base. All the links I'm using in this video are available in the description below. Don't forget to import the required components, especially the select component, or you'll get errors. Save the file and check the page. If the server is running, you should now see a select box. Next to it, we'll add a button to send a message. Now, we need to get the channels from our backend. Go to the hooks folder and open the file guild.js. We'll copy the existing hook and edit it. First, rename the function to use guild channels. Also, rename the query key to guild channels. Lastly, in the URL, replace stats with channels. Save the file. Now, go back to sendmessage.jsx and use this hook. Just under the useperms hook, add the channels hook and destructure 2 properties: data, which we'll rename to C, and is loading, which we'll rename to C loading. Then, add a simple condition. If the data is still loading, show a loading text. Once the data is ready, we can map through the channels and display them inside the select box. Under the select content component, I'll paste in the mapping code. You can pause the video to copy it. Remove the other select item elements since we no longer need them. Also, you can change the placeholder text to say select channel. Now, let's add the form itself. I'll paste the form code, and you can pause and copy it down. For form validation, we'll use Zod, which integrates perfectly with Shadcn and React Hook Form. Before the main function, add the Zod schema and import Zod to avoid errors. We'll use this schema with the useForm hook provided by React Hook Form. Just under the channels hook, create a new variable named sendForm and initialize it using the useForm hook. Inside, we'll add a resolver, which will be a Zod resolver that references our schema. We'll also define default values, which will contain just one property, content. That's all set. Next, we'll connect the select box to our form. I'll paste the updated code so you can follow along. Also, we will add channel ID along with content and default values. Now, let's add a function that will trigger when we click the send message button. Just below the condition, add an arrow function named sendMessage, which will take the form values as a parameter. Then in the button, add this code. OnClick equals sendForm at handle submit sendMessage. Now let's test it. If you click the button without entering any data, you'll see validation errors showing that both the message and channel are required. Once you fill in the required information and click again, you'll see the form values logged in the console. If everything is working fine, we'll now connect it with our backend POST API to actually send the message. We'll use another powerful hook from Tanstack Query called useMutation. This hook handles everything, loading, success, and error states, automatically, which saves us a lot of time. Right below the useForm hook, add the useMutation hook. I'll paste the code, and you can copy it. We no longer need the sendMessage function, so you can remove it. This hook will send a POST request to our API using Axios. It also resets the form on success using the onSuccess callback, and we can handle errors using the onError callback if needed. We'll also modify our sendMessage button to show a spinner and disable itself while the request is in progress. I've pasted that code. Go ahead and copy it too. Now let's test it out to see if everything is working. I'll select a channel and type a simple message like, "This is my first message." Click the Send Message button. You'll notice the button gets disabled and shows a loading spinner. Once the request succeeds, the message is sent and the form resets automatically. Let's open Discord to confirm. And yes, the message is right there in the channel. Just like this, you can extend the feature later to include embeds, buttons, or even rich messages. For simplicity, in this video, we're only focusing on sending plain text messages. Alright, that's it for today's video. In this tutorial, we learned how to send messages using a Discord bot directly through our dashboard. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below and share your feedback on this series. Also, feel free to suggest new ideas or features you'd like to see in upcoming videos. You can join my Discord server. The link is in the description below. Don't forget to like this video. It really motivates me to keep creating more content for you all. And if you're new here or excited about this series, make sure to subscribe to the channel, give this video a thumbs up, and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss the next part. That's all for today's video. I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.